So, very tense, loves. This moment is difficult.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So obviously another month has passed. We back here. The idea now was to just have a conversation, a discussion, and just kind of put some content out there. Really, there's a lot of things that we talk about here daily. Some that is obviously related to clients, some of their own journey, whether it's to do with fitness, business, or some of the struggles that we go through personally. And I thought it would be a good idea to record this and do this on a monthly basis. I know that people out there are going to be watching and listening, and I also know that they will benefit, like we do, from it. So let's have a recap. So Carly, what are some of the things that you've learned from last month? Some of the things that you are looking forward to recurring again, and some of the things you hope do not come up again?
Interesting. I mean, I'm always open to things that happen for a reason. Like, I don't feel if something's gonna come up, it's coming up for a reason, and you live and learn from them experiences, right? Whether in the time and in the moment it doesn't feel great or it isn't great, but when you're up to it, it feels much better. So I don't feel like there's anything major like that happened last month. I wouldn't think. Trying to recap. Nothing too bad.
Okay.
But the good is lots of good. Lots not so good.
Okay, so Nasser's birthday. We've been celebrating his birthday for like a week.
For last week.
Yeah, last week as well we sat down and we discussed Nasser's goals. About him starting his journey. Just let us know a little bit about that, Nasser. How did the whole process of sitting down and discussing your goals with obviously myself, and then obviously going through the process of filling in the questionnaire that we do with our clients, taking the pictures and pretty much putting yourself in a vulnerable position to be judged and then to be helped. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, of course. Actually, so right now it's has been, I think, almost a year since I'm working for this company, and I've seen like many of clients come and go and going through the same process I went through like this last week. But honestly, I've never like had that. I've never thought of the process in that way. Like when I pass it, I felt like how deep it is, because especially when I was filling the forms and everything. Things like that, for an outsider, maybe he will feel like confused or something. What these things has anything to do with my shape or my fitness or something like that. But eventually that shows that, the approach of actually, or the process we are following, it's really going like, it gives me a feeling that I'm doing the right thing, because since I'm doing all this work and filling this form and gathering information, and I'm not started yet. So how like later when I start the program, and what I mean is this like gave me a feeling that I'm doing the right thing, and I hope it comes along. That's what I'm saying.
It's kind of like the terms and conditioners that you have, right? As it start developing in a company, you realize there's just more terms and conditioners. And obviously our questionnaire now over the last couple of years have become more extensive and become more specific, and we not only trying to understand the person's lifestyle, any injuries they have, their goals, their commitment, all these things, but their personality, and there's certain questions that we put onto there are related to beliefs and values and principles, like what is your religion? What type of person would you be at the party? What is your commitment? What's your biggest fear in life? And again, these are so we can really client profile someone. We can see how they look visually. We can do the assessment based on their body fat and measurements. We can review the questionnaire that gives us a little introduction to their lifestyle, but also we get to see their personality. And one of the other things that we've made sure we put on the questionnaire is the coaching. How would you like to receive your coaching? Because everybody is different, and some people like to be educated, some people like to be supported, some people like to be cared for, some people just need the direction and they're willing to go into it. So it's nice to see that you are finally taking the leap. We know we've been working out hard and you've been training and all these things, but now things are going to get a bit serious because you're going to have a very specific plan. to follow, and we are going to be holding you accountable, like we all hold each other accountable, right? So great. Andrew, what about you? You moved to Dubai, you come to the land of the free, or not so much? How's the last couple of weeks been for you? And you know, what are some of the things that you were looking forward to in Dubai, and some of the things that have not been as exciting as you thought they might be, let's say?
So yeah, it's been tough since moving out here, in a sense of stressful with the moves and stuff, but I agree with Carly when she said, you know, everything happens for a reason, and it's been a big learning curve at the moment. So I don't really want to look back and maybe think that, you know, I've made mistakes, this, that and the other. Like I said, just moving forward. I think coming out here, things maybe I was looking forward to a lot of, maybe we're a bit, what's the word, materialistic maybe? Because you see Dubai on social media so much, and I had little knowledge maybe on the culture out here, and it's been great the last couple of weeks to, like I said, learn the culture, like you said, the different type of people that come here compared to where I was working back in the UK. There's such a different variety, and I love, just like I said, to learn about the new people and the lifestyles they live. Like you said, going out to parties, you know, what type of person would you be in a party? You know, in the UK, I feel like there's only ever one person that goes out to a party, and you're only ever one person. Everything sort of falls into one maybe, but out here, I'm definitely learning a lot at the moment. And like I say, I'm happy with how everything's going at the moment. You know, as a personal trainer myself, I think I just want to keep helping people move forward, get to where they want to be, you know, and support them along the way, definitely.
Yeah, exactly that. And you know, it's that old saying, like woulda, shoulda, coulda. You know, we can all think this throughout life. I should have, I would have, I could have, but ultimately, everything is perfectly positioned at the right time, at the right place. And I think if you live with this type of realization, you have no regrets, you have no guilt, you only have compassion for the fact that you're exactly where you need to be. Even if you don't like where you currently are, that is a result of the actions that you've taken. Yeah. So take the right actions now, and it can give you lessons like this. I mean, Dubai is a great place. We've been here for 6 years now. I mean, we didn't essentially come to Dubai for them reasons. At the time, you know, before COVID, in the UK, certainly in our circle, not many people knew too much about Dubai. Yeah. I didn't know anybody from the UK living in Dubai. We came because we wanted a better opportunity than one we were presented with. Dubai is a place where you can really develop yourself, but it's a place where people come specifically to work. They come for a vacation if they want to enjoy all the lifestyle. When they work, and they work hard, they can have the lifestyle they want. And you know, thankfully over the last couple of months, things have started to fall into place for me personally, but it's been a lot of graft, it's been a lot of work, it's been a lot of getting up early, a lot of late nights, a lot of exhaustion, a lot of fatigue, a lot of questioning. You know, there's been many times where whatever I've been doing, I've been thinking, shall I just throw in the towel? And it's that perseverance and that resilience, and I think we all go through that, but eventually you get to where you wanted to get to, and you reflect on the fact of if you didn't continue and if you threw in the towel, then you wouldn't be right here right now. And that's just fantastic, and that's been my reflection on the last month really. You know, this past there's been a lot of good things that have come my way, and it's really it's humbled me because I know they come in from a higher power, you know, and it's because of my service to help. You mentioned about training people. Like, I genuinely want to help people. I want to help everybody who's watching and listening. I want to help everybody who comes here, including us. I want to help everybody I can be the best version of themselves. And because my goal is like that, I put myself in service of others, things come my way. You know, I get that blessing that I deserve and I need, because I need to get to that level. So that's great really. I mean, it's going to be another good month. You just getting started with us here.
Just getting started, yeah.
And there's a lot to learn.
Picking up a couple of clients at the moment, like I said, from different cultures, learning a lot at the moment. Just want to keep moving forward.
So we've had some questions in as well. Obviously we do a weekly newsletter, and a lot of people reply, thank you, that was great article. They look at the website, which is doing great, we've got a lot of blogs going.
Yeah.
One of the questions that we had was people, I'll just kind of, simplify it. People that struggle with limitations in the gym, like one guy in particular, he was not able to do like a hanging leg raise because he just didn't have the grip strength, but he wanted to develop his core and his lower abdominals. So for this type of person who maybe can't do an exercise they might see on Instagram somebody else doing, or doesn't have that core strength to be able to do more than, let's say, 3 repetitions of a hanging leg raise, what advice would you give them, particularly to help them out and maybe do something that's not so aggressive so they can work towards doing the exercises that they want?
Okay, so if obviously in this scenario, I had a client that wanted to, like you said, wanted to do a hanging leg raise because they maybe seen someone on social media do it, but their grip strength may not be the greatest at the moment. What we would suggest is obviously degressing the exercise slightly. We would maybe break up the exercise into 2 areas. So we would start maybe with the hand on the bar of where you would do the knee raises, but then we would just get him to hold that position for as long as possible. And when he couldn't hold on any longer, he would go down onto the floor and then he would do a reverse crunch. So like I said, that is going to be the knee to chest, which is going to focus on that lower abdominal area. Like I said, so I think that's a nice little way of degressing the exercise. And then moving forward then, like I said, as he's hanging, the time will become a little bit longer. When he's on the floor, the reps will become a little bit more, and then eventually he will be at a point that he will be able to do, like I said, this exercise that he's seen so much on Instagram, and he's at a position where he can move forward and even progress on top of that again. So
brilliant. I mean, Tony Robbins once said that the majority of people, they overestimate what they can do and they underestimate what they can, something along this line. So, I think the difficult thing for a lot of people, including, people like this, is they see other people doing things and they feel like they should be able to do at least that. And they almost want to be able to run before they can walk.
Yeah.
And, another guy that I follow a lot of is Jordan Peterson, and he says, you should set your expectations and your targets low. They should be higher than where you are, but they should be low enough that you can do them.
Yeah.
Right? And for some people, because they are so low, like for example, let's say we take on a client and we say, okay, what I want you to do in the first 2 weeks is just eat 3 meals a day. Okay, what shall I eat? Doesn't matter. Eat 3 meals a day. Yeah, but I should eat it. It's like, you could be thinking, well, that's too much for you. At the moment, you just told me about last year, you had 1 meal a day. So first of all, let's see if you can eat 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if the target, I think, for a lot of people is not motivated enough because it doesn't lift their self-esteem, in fact, it lowers it. Like let's say you're going to put somebody on the treadmill and say, okay, we're going to walk for 1 minute. They're like, oh, that doesn't make me feel good. I just saw a guy running for 30 minutes. So these are great. These are great to understand where people are. Like, I guess the message is, it doesn't matter where you are. Whatever you are is your starting position, and every step forward is a step in the right direction or the wrong.
Yeah.
And that's also a choice, right? So what are some of the struggles that you've worked with clients in the past? One of the biggest kind of areas that clients feel like they need to work on, and what advice would you give them on that area?
A lot of clients is core. I find a lot, especially with women, they've had children, like a lot seem to struggle with their core after coming back and babies, or just neglecting that part, I guess. Yeah, so you have to start off again slowly, breaking everything down, start off with breathing exercises, then you work your way up. Starting off, yeah.
Yeah, so lean into that. So, some women, give birth, and especially if they've had a cesarean or maybe they haven't, they may not have the activation that they used to for some time, and they may have to start like really basic, you know, going in and doing a full sit-up just maybe too much. So what's some suggestions or advice that you would give somebody who's literally at that starting position, and also not just physically, but what would you give them mentally, like to accept the fact that you are where you are today? But so how was that experience for you, Nasa? You know, in all honesty, you know, telling us now the fact that you filled it all in. Did you feel any, you know, any feeling of say embarrassment or just anything? What were some of the feelings that you felt? You know, excitement was there, of course, but you putting yourself naked in front of other people who were clearly more educated in fitness than you, because that's what they do for a profession. How did you feel about that originally, like?
Yeah, honestly, I would be a liar if I say that was comfortable and it was easy for me. It was hard for me. Like maybe I've never taken my shirt for a long time in front of others since I gained weight. Like because especially I came from, like I said, from a phase where I was shredded and it was like a really good shape and everything. Then suddenly I become an overweight. So you can imagine that it was really hard for me for like to be exposed again to people. But like honestly, I reached a point of. I mean, I know you well, Chris, so I know your personality. I know that I'm in a safe environment here. No one judge here. No one like gonna treat me maybe in like I don't know, maybe judge me or be offensive to me. So that also helped for me to maybe to like reduce my concern and said, I mean, like I said, I'm with professional people, so. Anything they see or anything I'm giving them like an information or pictures or something, all that should lead to like my health or my progress. So that's why I did it. I mean,
Yeah, it's tough for people to do, like, you know, and it's absolutely essential. I mean, like you said, you know, you can easily hide yourself away and you can turn a blind eye to certain things and feelings because you just simply don't look.
yeah.
I mean, we can all choose not to look at ourselves or to give ourselves more credit, but literally when you've got your top off and your clothes off and you give somebody insight to your life and literally there's no filter, you see all your strengths and your weaknesses in front of you, and you meaning us, we don't want other people to see them because we don't want to see them ourselves. We don't want to stand in the mirror and look at ourselves for all our vulnerabilities, but it's absolutely essential. Because the only way that you can improve is to realize this is where you are, this is who you are like, and if you don't like it, change it. And if you don't like what you see, if you don't like the person you are, unless I slam in your face and say this is who you are, you've deluded to think the fact that I'm something else, and that happens to a lot of people.
I had a client,
you know?
and it was just funny. It's an amazing way, and just the way she said it. She was literally in the changing rooms, like obviously when you go shopping, and they show everything, right? And she was just like, I thought I was looking good, like, you know? And she said, I looked in it, I go, my stomach was just flat, and she said, I could see all my cellulite. And she was like, I've been to that mirror twice since. She said, well, every time I feel like I wanna eat something bad, she's like, I go to the mall, I go to the mirrors and have a look. She said, it's because I can't do it anymore, like, you know? She said, I have to be real with myself, see it for what it is, and literally get help and move forward, like.
Yeah, and honestly, like another thing different since I started, like officially with the filling the forms and putting the pictures and everything. Now that's like, let's be honest here. Now I know that you know how I look like.
Yeah.
So I need to change that.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
what I mean is there is no return now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's the commitment
Exactly.
you make
Exactly.
to yourself at the beginning, right?
So before, like maybe I feel like okay, I can hide, I mean, no one sees me, but now, now it's like.
Which is what people do. It's normal. It's like that's real life, right?
Honestly, Carly, like I had, I don't know if you saw the call I had with Chris, but it was really long, and the result I came with is that I'm done. Like I'm really, I'm done now. Like I need to get rid of this. Like it's really bothering me like for years now. So I think that's why I'm ready to take any embarrassment, anything like as long as I'm going there. So I don't care.
Exactly. I mean, when I used to work with one of the posing coaches, I mean, she was the posing coach for some of the top bodybuilding athletes, and she was judging at a very high standard. And I chose to pose with her because I knew that when I stood in front of her, I would feel not good.
Yeah.
Okay, and I would determine to every time I seen her, every week, multiple times a week, to look as best as I can. Because I knew that she was judging all the best physiques. And you know what she used to do with me? She used to start me posing in the posing studio. Okay, then she used to take me in the middle of the gym that was packed. Then she would take me outside, then she would take me there and take me here. She was getting me really comfortable with people seeing who I was.
Yeah.
She wasn't trying to embarrass me, though I felt really uncomfortable. She was getting me comfortable. And until the day came where she was very impressed by how I looked. And when she looked at me and said, "You look fucking amazing," I thought, oh my gosh, like now I feel confident. And if I hadn't been seeing her the weeks and the months before that day, would I even have looked like that? And the chances are no. So, you know, I put up a video today. A lot of people, they seem to think like, let me first get my diet in order. Let me first get my weight down. Let me first improve the way I look a little bit, so then I can. That doesn't happen. I speak to the same people, right, who think this, because you don't have to say it sometimes to know, for the person to know what you're thinking. And they say they'll think about it, and they reach out to me again in a couple of months' time in a worse position than they were. They're not better. Now they're like, now I'm just desperate. I thought I could do it, now I just really, and now they got to the point, like you said, where they're at the bottom and they're like, now I have to do it. So let's talk about goals. So goals for 2023 is September.
I know.
I think it's because it's like a new season of cycling.
Yeah.
So
It feels like that though, because it now is where all the activity starts in Dubai.
Exactly, like education and all
but
that.
you also got the
terms.
30 challenge next month as well. It starts in October, the end of October till the end of November. And then all the way through that, then that's when all the activities are going on.
Yeah. Also, like when you come after a vacation, so you feel like that's in a new start.
Literally, it's a new term, right?
Yeah, that's
So real quick, because we don't have 15 minutes. What's your goal for the next 6 months?
Next 6 months is, it's not even 6 months. I have 4 months. Yeah, 4 months, 3 or 4 months to get ready for a marathon on the 7th of January.
7th of January, the day before my birthday, Kai's running a marathon. She run a half marathon 6 weeks after she gave birth, is that correct?
4 months.
4 months after you give birth last year. And all fitness related, right? We're not talking about, you know, I want to become, we're talking about fitness related the last 6 months. Great work. Andrew, what's your goal? Next 6 months, fitness related. What are we going to see of shades?
Fitness related last 6 months. I would also like to do a marathon.
Same one?
Possibly, I did say to myself.
Well, we're going to do this on camera now. That's the point. We say it out loud, and we're going to just keep, repeat. Do like an Instagram reel. Run a marathon, run a marathon, run a marathon.
Yeah.
I said to myself, I'd like to do one before the end of the year. So, if not, then maybe the same one. I think it's Carly. Fitness levels definitely need to improve. So, my next 6 months, I think I'm going to get my head down into my fitness again.
Great.
Definitely.
My 6 month goal is I want to increase my FTP to 315 in 6 months.
300 now?
Yeah. I want to qualify for the World Championships in the cycling. I'm doing the Spinneys challenge in February, so that falls into 6 months. And I want to qualify for the World Championships.
On your new bike?
On my new bike. I bought a new bike yesterday.
NASA?
Electric.
What's your fitness goals in the next 6 months?
For the next 6 months, I'm planning to be the best version of myself. And for another 6 months, 1 year.
What does that mean? Be specific. What's the best version? What do you want to... Because that could be like, well, I'm better than I was yesterday, right?
No. No, actually, I want to, I put 3 goals to myself, to be honest.
Tell me.
3 months, I'm gonna lose weight. Lose
how much?
A huge amount of weight. At least 20 or
kg.
15 kg. Yes.
Which one?
15. Let's say 15. 6 months. 6 months, I'm gonna be a really best shape, muscle to muscular and everything. In 1 year, I'll do a photo shoot. So
great. That's amazing.
I know it's really hard, but I know myself. If I didn't set the goal very hard, I won't do it.
Exactly.
So
You need something to aim for.
yes, exactly.
Get out of bed in the morning.
And after that, after the photo shoot,
Get to the photo shoot
I'll
first.
get married, unfortunately.
Well, you know. So yeah, that's it. So that's our kind of like monthly review. We do this every month. And whoever's listening, I hope you enjoyed this, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on Spotify. Today is about just getting together and introducing us really, and what some of the things we think highly of, some of our values, some of our hobbies, some of our lifestyle. Obviously every month we'll go do the same thing. We'll reflect on the month before, we'll have a chit chat, and I'm sure people listening will benefit, and I know we'll benefit deeply because we'll all become more connected as well. Hashtag one more, you put our hands in and you're like, hey!
Cheese.
Yeah.
Alright, good. Thanks for listening, and thank you guys for sharing.
Thank you.
Thanks guys.